Yo, welcome back to KrabsFx. This is episode 21 of backtesting, an hour per day until I'm profitable. So today, we're continuing our backtesting on the inverse fair value gaps, and we are on February 2023. Here I'm going to show the setups I'm looking for. This is Dodgy Strategy, if you guys know who that is. This is the strategy I've been backtesting and using recently, but yeah, pretty much it's just looking for inverse fair value gaps with liquidity sweeps, ideally a delivery from another fair value gap, a high momentum closure, clear targets. I'm looking for like equal highs, equal lows, intermediate term highs and lows. I'm looking for data highs and lows, which are basically like news highs and lows, and also trendline liquidity as my targets and singular fair value gaps. Also premium and discount of the range. That's like the ideal A plus setup. So you can see here some examples if I could zoom in here. But yeah, pretty much I've been using his system for a little bit on prop firms and I really like it a lot. So I'm doing some more back testing on it. But yeah. Here we got all of our setup ratings. But ideally, I'm trying to take only A setups and above. So like the A minus here, let's see. And B plus. So like some choppy momentum, clear targets. But yeah, ideally in this back testing session, I'm only going to be taking like A setups and A plus. So I'm going to be pretty picky with what I take. But yeah, right here, looks like we got 10 a.m. news. So we also had some 8:15 a.m. news. So we could have a data high. Let's see. Yeah, I saw this one before. Right there. Data high is basically like a news high, which price could retrace to. But let's hop on the daily here. Gonna mark out any fair value gaps. Right here we could bounce off of. And I'm also gonna determine my bias. On the daily I see we could be drawing towards this pretty obvious high here. But it looks like pretty bullish on the daily. Let's check the 4 hour. We inverse this gap here. Kind of like inside of a 4 hour gap as well right now, which I'm not gonna mark out. I'm gonna remember that though. Let's see the 1 hour here. So yeah, overall I'm pretty bullish right now, but let's see, mark out my 1 hour gaps in case price reaches back into them. But yeah, looks like on the 1 hour we took out this high right here. 15-minute, we're inside of like a 15-minute gap. I'm gonna drop this one. And yeah, ideally I wanna get longs just due to market structure being so bullish. And on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, we just inversed all these gaps here. I'm not sure what I just messed up there, but let's see. The 5 minute, do we have any major fair value gaps? Not really. Any equal highs and lows? Not really. Do we have any trendline liquidity? Not really. So we do have like this trendline liquidity, and it's not good enough. So I only use trendline liquidity, LR, when it's like very clear. But yeah. Starting at 8:30 a.m. that's the start of my kill zone. But ideally I want to look for longs. But right now, I'm kind of just waiting. Ideally, I want to see something come out of this 15 minute that would also be hitting the discount of this range here. So longs out of this 15 minute would be pretty nice. But yeah, let's see if we can get that. Price is very choppy here right now. 9 a.m. Let's see what other news. Got 10 a.m. news. We had 8:15 a.m. news. So this is the next big news at 10 a.m. But very choppy here. Here's market open and tapping into our 15 minute PD array right there, and coming down into our 1 hour PD array. Now we're in a discount of the range. See, a long setup out of here would be very nice. Let's see, was this a 2 minute? This does look like it's just a 1 minute, but it's like that. Since there is 2 fair value gaps, we did close above. So I'm gonna take this long here, target the high, stop below the gap, 15 points. But my real stop here is a close below this 1 minute fair value gap. And the reason I just drew it big like this is because there are 2 fair value gaps. There's one here and one here as well. So I just marked that up like a big fair value gap, but really it's 2 smaller fair value gaps. But we closed above the second one in the leg, so I would say this is pretty high probability. But right here, we're delivering off of a 1 hour. We took out this buy side liquidity here. I'm gonna add that. I would say this is pretty A+ right here. Got buy side liquidity right there resting. Let's just double check our PDF here. So what do we have here? We have a liquidity sweep. We have, let me pull this up like that. We have our liquidity sweep. Below this buy side, we have momentum with no chop inversing that 1 minute. We have clear targets. I mean, we don't have like the best targets, but we do still have this data high up here. So we have a nice target. Fair value gap is singular. We did close above the second 1 minute gap, so I would consider that singular. And we are in a discount of the range, so no matter what, even if this fails, it is a A+ setup. But yeah, let's enter here. Risk like 500. And yeah, I'm gonna move my stop like away just on FXREPLAY, because this isn't my real stop loss. But if price does close below this 1 minute fair value gap, or these 2 1 minute fair value gaps, that's my exit. So if price wicks down here, I'm still in, but if we get a close below, that's when I'm gonna get out. So right here, we just formed a new internal high. So now once price sweeps this, I'll be moving stops to break even pretty aggressively. So I'm gonna just get that ready on FXREPLAY at 0.28 R. I'm gonna move my stop to break even. Auto break even 0. So yeah, it's gonna be aggressive stop to break even if we can. Yeah, so that's break even right there. And the reason for that is because, wait, let's just see if we can get back to break even right there. The reason this got hit for break even is because we created a new internal high. So one of my rules is that internal highs and lows of liquidity, which is basically the 1 minute highs and lows, that's where I gotta either secure partials, which here it wasn't enough. It was like not enough risk to reward, but I did move to break even to minimize risk, and let's see if this break even saves us. And it did save us here. So it was a good break even. We are very choppy here. I think I'm gonna wait until the 10 a.m. news. But yeah, this break even just saved me. We got closed below after. And let's journal this. Here's the news at 10 a.m. I'm gonna just draw out everything that I saw. We had delivery from this 1 hour fair value gap. We had buy side liquidity raid right there. Swept it. We had this 1 minute inversion, which was basically like 2 1 minute gaps, but still a clean inversion with high momentum. We're in discount of the range. You can see this fib here. But yeah, definitely A+ setup. Data high is the target, but we got hit for break even. And yeah, I'm gonna just put my stop to where it was for the picture. And I'm gonna throw this into my journal. Risk was like $500, which is like 1%. And stop size was 15 points, net P&L. Break even, followed by yes, I was bullish here. This was a Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday. Entry time was 9:39 a.m. Followed the plan. Yes, it was A+. And yeah, break even to start off the session. But that's okay. I'm gonna write my notes. Good BE saved from L. And I'm gonna note down that I moved stop loss to break even at buy side at internal buy side liquidity is when I moved my stop to break even. But yeah, on to the next trade. Let's see what we can do. I'm gonna clean up my charts here a little bit. Let's just see what happened on the 15 minute. We are chopping a bit. But yeah, let's see what this news does. We do have this 5 minute gap right here now. We're gonna mark up and keep it in mind. But yeah, I am still bullish. Higher time frame, I am bullish until this daily high is hit, because it's very obvious target up here. But yeah, still bullish. So yeah, let's see what price wants to do. Bouncing off this 5 minute, holding the 5 minute. Did we inverse it? Let's see. Inverse the 5 minute to the downside. That means we could run for this low right here. These are pretty relative equal lows, I would say. Could keep those in mind, see if they get swept. Just a ton of choppy price action right now. See if that data high gets hit. But right now I don't see much I like. We're just chopping a lot. Look at this 5-minute vary chop. If we do get a clean long setup, I will take it. So now we're tapping back into the 1 hour. Nice. And it's 11 a.m. now, so not really looking to take anything else. Yeah, there's the macro. And yeah, that's it for that session for the day. It is break even. So now we're gonna move on to the next day here, Thursday the 2nd. See if we got any news. 8:30 a.m. unemployment. Gonna journal that. This is an orange folder, but we're gonna see what it can do. But yeah, we're gonna skip over to the next day now. Looks like we did leave a little bit of a data high from that news. Could use that as a target. But we did hit my target right here from before. Looks like we closed above it as well though. So that means the next target would be this obvious high on the daily. But we are inside of like a daily gap right here. Four hour. Looks pretty clean until this higher time frame. I'm still bullish. See, 4 hour, gonna mark up 4 hour gap we got right here. And let's see, the 1 hour looks very clean all the way up until this high here. So higher time frame, I'm still bullish. We closed above the daily high. Gonna mark up this 1 hour gap, 15 minute. 15 minute, got this gap right here. And let's see, what's my range here? We are pretty high in a premium right now. Say it's something like that. Like we're very high in premium. We could see a little bit of a pullback into one of our PD arrays, and then we could see a long setup from there possibly. But yeah, no 5-minute gaps going on the 1 minute. Yeah, so I'm still bullish. We left behind this data high right here. Data high liquidity. Now I'm just looking if we have any equal highs or lows. Looks like we got, are these equal lows? Let's see. Not equal lows, but these are pretty relative equal lows. They're about like a tick off or something. So I'm gonna mark these up. Could see price want to sweep these potentially. But yeah, let's see. No equal lows here, no equal highs. Yeah, there's that data high hit right there, so get rid of that. So ideally now I want to see some type of pullback and then get a long setup. But right here we do have a lot of LR, low resistance, liquidity. LR stands for low resistance liquidity run. So we could look at that. Honestly, shorts don't even look too bad with all this liquidity we have built up here. We got this trendline liquidity and we got these relative equal lows, and we're very high in a premium. Like higher time frame, we are bullish, like on the daily, but we could see some shorts play out to grab some liquidity just because we're very high in a premium right now. But yeah, let's see the 2 minute. Yeah, so we got no entries right now. We're just very bullish here. It's like we left behind 5 minute fair value gap right here. But yeah, now I just want to wait for a setup. Ideally, I want to see like a pullback maybe into this 5 minute. Oh, we do have a 3 minute here, but are we? Oh, we are delivering off of a 15 minute right now. Yeah, like now thinking about it, I really don't want to short because we're just so bullish. But yeah, let's see, delivery off. It's 15 minute fair value gap right there. Oh, 1 minute here. We have some liquidity taken right there. Not all the liquidity, but some of it was swept. But let's see if we can get a 3 minute inversion here. Take that long. So let's see, this candle closes at 24. So we got like a few minutes. 23. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take this long here. I'd say this is pretty much a setup. The only thing that's not clear here is we don't have like the clearest, like we don't have like equal highs or lows above, but we do have this clear liquidity right there. We're delivering off of a 15 minute. We're very bullish. But yeah, I think we could see this play out to that high right there, so we're gonna enter along here. But no matter what, even if this fails, this is a setup. So yeah, let's see this. Gonna run 10-point stop. But my stop here is a close below this 3 minute gap. Auto break even like 1-1. But you're gonna move my stop off of here so like it doesn't wick me out, and that's because my stop loss is a close below, so I need a 3 minute closing below this 3 minute fair value gap here to get out. But yeah, on the 1 minute we have not really any liquidity until that high. So let's see here. So entry here, 3 minute gap, and we just took out this liquidity right here, so that would be when I would move to break even. And unfortunately that's another break even trade. So on FXREPLAY I'm gonna move it to get to break even. And yeah, so that would have been break even. I'm not going to count it as a win. See if we can get back to break even here. Wow, that's crazy. So that was a break even, but I couldn't move it to break even on FXREPLAY. But that's also why I journal it in here, and I don't really go with these FXREPLAY stats because they're not like accurate. But yeah, right here I'm gonna note VE at internal liquidity stop was moved to break even. But yeah, what we had here was we had a 15-minute fair value gap which provided us delivery, and then we had this liquidity sweep here. Not the best liquidity sweep, but what I liked about this was we were delivering off this 15-minute gap, and like I said before, I'm bullish higher time frame until these daily highs up here. It did look good for shorts because we had this liquidity here, but we didn't have any setups to come down there. But yeah, that's that. Another break even trade. Market open right here was crazy, so when I take a trade close to market open like this, 8 minutes away, I'll definitely be moving stop to break even here, like if I'm being realistic. But yeah, let's throw a screenshot. Actually, I'm gonna just note down delivery. Delivery from a 15-minute fair value gap, or like a higher time frame PD array, whatever you want to call it. And right here we had liquidity swept, internal liquidity, and 3-minute inversion right here. But yeah, it does look good in hindsight to not move to break even here because it was such a good play, but that's just part of the risk management that I use, and long term I know that it saves me. So yeah, we're gonna note this down and follow the plan. This was like a setup. It wasn't an A plus because we were kinda high in the premium of the range. But yeah, stop loss here was like 10 points. And another break even followed by bias. I was pretty bullish. I did say I was like looking for shorts at one point, so I'm gonna say I was mixed bullish. This was Thursday. Entry here was in pre-market 9:21 a.m. And yeah, I do have another bullet for the day, another trade I can take. I can take a max of 2 trades, so if we see another good setup, we'll take it. And I'm gonna say BE hit and ran to TP, 5 minute away from market open. I like to note down that market open was very close, and yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna clean up my chart now, and we're gonna see if we have another setup. But yeah, market open here was crazy. How big is this candle? Like 50 points here. Gonna wait for some structure to form. Still pretty bullish, higher time frame. But like I said before, we do have liquidity below. If we would want to make a pullback, it would make sense because relative equal lows, we got LRLR, low resistance liquidity, trendline liquidity. But yeah, let's see. Check the 15-minute now. Let's see what's going on. We'll drop my new fib. I'd say that's the impulse leg. We're still in premium. Pretty high up. Like we've just been pumping like crazy. higher time frame target, still that obvious daily high that we saw right there. It's just an obvious liquidity pool, higher time frame, since we closed above all the structure. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Let's see here. 2 minute. We do have a potential 2 minute short, but let's see, are we delivering from anywhere right now? To the left. Looks like this was a news candle here. So just this crazy news candle, and I am thinking about taking this short, but we have 5 minute right here. The only reason I like this short is because we're just very high up in premium right now. We haven't really had any pullback at all, like any major pullback. We got liquidity below. So this would be the short here. 1 minute. I think I'm gonna take it. Gonna go pretty aggressive break even here, because if we break this internal liquidity, we should just push down to that 5 minute. But let's see here. Stops would be 40 points. Yeah, stops here would be too big. It's just not worth like the risk to reward. So I think I'm gonna skip this one. But let's see if it plays out. And yeah, it would have been break even, but yeah, so that would have been a break even. 5 minute gap kind of held. Let's see, are we bouncing off of something? Bounce off this 15 minute here. We're still in premium. If we could, I mean, right now we just bounced off this 15 minute gap, but I want to see us tap into more of a discount. And then longs would be nice, but yeah, we're chopping like crazy. Let's see, 2 minute. Yeah, we got no obvious gaps. All we have is this 1 minute all the way up here, which I will not be longing because it's just so high up. I mean, we could take this long here, but yeah, so we could take this long. It is high up in the leg, but it's just obvious, like this is a pretty free long, I would say, to this high. So that's a scalp right there. I mean, just very high momentum. We delivered off this 15 minute from the bottom of the range. We took out some liquidity here. It's just this is pretty high up, but we're gonna take it because it seems pretty free until this high here. Oh, but this is also a 2 minute, so let's see if we get the 2 minute closure. This is also 3 minute. Yeah, no, so this is a 2 minute, so that gives me even more confidence. So this candle closes at 20. Time right here is 19. So yeah, we're gonna take this long up to this buy side liquidity here. And what we have here, we delivered from a gap that was in a discount of the range. So we had our low pullback, very high momentum inversion of this 2 minute. And my stop loss here is going to be a 2 minute close below this gap. So it's not actually what you see here, but yeah, let's take this. And yeah, I'm going to just move this for like FXREPLAY purposes and FU candle. We are still in this right here, this 1 minute. But yeah, let's see if 2 minute closes below or not. 2 minute did not close below, so I'm still in there. And now we created this new internal liquidity, which if price reaches there, we'll move stops to break even here. And let me just adjust it on 0.28. So we're going to do that to manage risk. 0.28. So the reason I didn't stop out or anything was because we did not get a 2 minute closure. As you can see, this 2 minute just bounced off of this 2 minute fair value gap. And what is this also? It's also a 3 minute, so but yeah, let's see this. This is still like a setup, so let's see if we can reach that high and hit for break even. 3 break even trades in a row, not fun at all, but it's all good. And let's just close full at break even. So let's see if this would have saved us. So break even hit, and let's see, would the break even save us or not? So yeah, break even did not save us, but like on a live account, I'll definitely want to be break even at the internal high. But it is nice to see that the setup still worked. This was a 2 minute inversion to the upside. We moved to break even here at internal liquidity here. We're gonna mark this up. Right there. And let's just mark up, we moved stop loss to break even. And I'm sure a bunch of people are going to be commenting, why do you keep moving to break even? Trust me, it's just part of the strategy that I'm using. And if you guys know who Dodgy is, this is his strategy. It's very good. It's just we manage risk very well. And yeah, so here, well, we had this trade did like scare us in the beginning, but it was fine because we saw we had a 3 minute gap right here, which we bounced off of perfectly, and we never got a 2 minute close below the inverse fair value gap. So I never actually got stopped out of this trade. So yeah, we delivered. I'm gonna just mark up everything here. We delivered off of a fair value gap that was in the discount of the range. So you can see I had my fib here from, technically it's like this now. So yeah, we delivered from a fair value gap that was in the discount of the range. So like what I was saying before, I wanted to see a pullback, and there was our pullback. We reacted off this higher time frame PD array, which was the 15 minute, and we didn't take out all the liquidity, but we took out some liquidity, which is important. We swept that, and then we got a very high momentum inversion here of this 2 minute fair value gap. We closed above. Stop loss is a 2 minute candle closing below this fair value gap, which we never got, so I stayed in. And then once price hit this new internal liquidity that we formed, I moved my stop to break even. Unfortunately, we got hit for break even. So this day was 2 break even trades in a day. But yeah, let's journal this. Setup did play out after. So let's throw this into the journal. Right there we had 8:30 a.m. news. We didn't have anything later really. We just had some yellow folders. I'm not really worried about. Let's see, 10 a.m. Yeah, yellow folders didn't do anything. But yeah, trading plan followed. This was A plus. I mean, this was A because it wasn't A plus because when we took the fair value gap, it was kind of in a premium, because if we look here, the fair value gap we entered off of was in premium, but what gave me conviction here was we delivered off of a 15-minute fair value gap that was in a discount. So also we didn't have the clearest target. We did have a obvious buy side liquidity level low, but yeah, break even trade there again. Not the most fun, but it is what it is. We had like we're just gonna round this. We're gonna say like 20-point stopper, 20 points, and we did not get stopped out because my stop loss is a close below the 2-minute inversion. But yeah, entry time here was 10:20 a.m. right there, and we're on to the next day here, Friday. Break even on the week so far. The week started on a Wednesday. Only 3 days in this week, but yeah, let's see the Friday. If there's any good setups, we're gonna take them. Hopefully not another break even, because it's pretty tough. But yeah, let me just mark this up, following the plan nicely. So like, break evens aren't losses, break evens are still wins. It's just you gotta, like, I gotta mentally be fine with taking break evens. But this was a valid setup. As you can see, it played out after. But yeah, let's go to next day here. What is this? What news we got here? Third. It's probably NFP. First Friday of the month. So yeah, we had NFP. I'm gonna mark up all this. Let's journal all this stuff. What was this? 8:30. And also, this was the day before NFP. Like on a live account, I would never trade, or I shouldn't be trading the day before NFP because it's usually choppy, like just based on statistics. But break even got hit during that day, and I didn't mention before, but this was NFP week, so not the best price action. Could be why we got hit for break even a lot. But yeah, no losses yet, so let me throw this in here. Alright, 8:30 NFP and unemployment. Red folder here. So yeah, see if we get any setups. I believe I'm still gonna be bullish, but let's see. Yeah, so we didn't end up hitting this high yet. It's pretty obvious. Liquidity pool on the daily time frame, and these are now like relative equal highs, so I'm gonna mark that up. They're relative equal highs because of this daily candle here. They're not exactly equal highs, but they're pretty relative, so I actually like this liquidity pool a lot, so I'm gonna add another money sign It's kind of how I rate how good the liquidity pool that I'm using is. I like using money signs for that. But yeah, right here we got daily fair value gap. Hopping down to the 4 hour, it looks like we are holding this 4 hour gap right there. And by holding, what I mean is we're just kind of playing around inside of it, as you can see here. And yeah, so I still like these equal or relative equal highs above. Pretty obvious target. Right here we got liquidity pool. But yeah, I'm still bullish. We're holding this 4 hour gap here. NFP could melt below, and we could melt down to these relative equal lows here. Because we have all this liquidity here, which we have not yet taken out. And let's see if this is trying to see if that was the same LR that I had marked up before. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's see. Double check the 1 hour. So ideally here, we just had NFP. We could expect NFP to come down into this daily gap, maybe sweep out all this liquidity here, relative equal lows, and then ideally I would want to see price continue back up, target these relative equal highs up here. And yeah, we're just gonna wait on that. Let's see if we also have this 1 hour gap I didn't mark up right here. 1 hour fair value gap. But yeah, let's play price here and see what price wants to do. See if we bounce off of these PD arrays here or if we melt through them. NFP protocol is that we could expect a retracement back to this NFP high. This just means like it's pretty high probability we could retrace that NFP move. It's not like guaranteed, but we're gonna see if it plays out here. Like looking at this, a long setup wouldn't be too bad off of just these PD arrays, but ideally if we can sweep out these lows, tap into this daily gap, be pretty clean down here for some longs. But yeah, let's see what the market gives us. Almost market open here. And we did take out this low here. There was a 1 minute setup pretty close to market open. But yeah, let's see here. And there's that NFP protocol. Nice retracement. There wasn't really an entry. I mean, there was this 1 minute here, but 1 minute before market open, I wouldn't take that. But yeah, nice retracement back up to the NFP high where we started NFP. This is something I like to look for because it just happens so much. But yeah, let's see. I said higher time frame. I said I was still bullish to these highs. Pretty choppy, but let's see if we can get a setup. We do have the highs pretty close, nice targets up there. So if we can get like price to retrace a little bit, maybe tap back into, we got like these gaps. We also got 15-minute gap. Longs off of here would be nice. If we can even pull back there. See if we're delivering from anywhere right now. Not really. But I am very bullish here. 5-minute, we are delivering off this 5-minute gap. So this is pretty tempting here. Let's see. Delivery off this nice 1 minute. Let's see, is this also a 3-minute? Yes, it's also 5-minute. Alright, so I like this setup a lot actually. We pulled back into this 5-minute fair value gap here. We are delivering off of it. We also took some sell side liquidity here. Right there. And then let's just make sure. So this is a 2-minute. This closes at 34. Alright, perfect. So here we have a 2-minute inversion fair value gap. We're closing above it with high momentum. I think we could see price run up to this buy side liquidity right there. And yeah, we're gonna go long here. Stop is just gonna be 15 points here below this 2-minute gap. My real stop is a 2-minute close below this inversion. But yeah, right here. So at this 101, we're gonna take a partial at this internal and hold the rest to this buy side. Let's see what price wants to do though. And I'm gonna move this stop on FXREPLAY because my real stop is a close below this 2-minute inversion. So let's see here. This is a setup. Let's just see where we are in the range here. Yeah, so we are delivering from a discount as well on the 15-minute. Pretty high up on the 15-minute, but looking at like the longer term range, we did just deliver from like a discount. But yeah, let's see what price wants to do. 2-minute closure here. Let's play that. So right away we hit our 1-to-1. Right here I'm gonna secure a partial. I think I'm gonna close, realistically I'll close like 50% here, but this is a very clean setup to these highs and we are very bullish. So I'm gonna secure 75%. Let me just calculate what that is. 75% of my risk, so that'll be securing 375. So if we secure 80%, I believe that's like 400. Yeah, so we're gonna secure 80% here, leave a small runner to that buy side. So now stop losses at break even, and should see those highs get hit right there. So clean trade right there, 2.27 R. Yeah, let me just calculate exactly what that was. So right here we had internal level. It was not a major, like it wasn't even a swing, like a swing high here, but it was an internal level. I did manage risk, stop to break even, and close partial. I closed 80% there. So if we calculate this, that is plus 400. That means the rest that was running was 100. So the rest here was runner hit, actually, yeah, runner hit for, actually, wait, hold up. How far are these highs? Let's see if we can hold our runner all the way up, because it is not, like right here, the runner would be at $127 of profit. But yeah, let's see here. Holding runner to this high, stop at break even, and yeah, runner for break even. So yeah, this trade would be plus 400 net profit. The reason I wanted to leave the runner was because I closed like 80%, so it wasn't really worth it to like take that small partial. But looking at this, I'm still trying to determine like the perfect amount of partials to be taking. I either take like a bigger partial or I close like 50%. But yeah, let's journal this. So what we had here was delivery from 5 minute. We swept sell side liquidity. We were in a discount. Move stop to break even here at internal liquidity. But yeah, clean trade. Runner hit for break even. So let's journal this. I would say that this was a plus 15-point stop, 400. Maybe not the best like partial management there, if I'm being honest. Ideally, looking back at that, I could have taken better partials. What I could have done was, at this internal level, which wasn't really that significant, I should have probably just secured 50%, and that would have been at 1-to-1 R. So secure 50%, and then once price ran these highs, could have closed another partial. But in hindsight, I did want to secure most at 1-on-1, but yeah, I did want to leave a big runner last minute. But yeah, it is what it is. Plus 400 on this trade, and we're gonna be on to the next day right now, which is the 6th. Actually, looking at the time, we're at about an hour, so I think we're gonna wrap it up for this session. But stay tuned, because next week we're gonna be starting again. But technically for this week, it was NFP week. We did have 3 trading days. We are green on the week, a little bit under 1 R, so very small week. But yeah, 3 break evens, 1 win, no losses. But yeah, we are taking good setups. As you can see, we had this one, and honestly not the best management, but it's all good. I just wanted to make sure I closed most at the internal liquidity, which, yeah, that's that. And to review these, the break evens that did play out, we never got a 2-minute close below. So here I got hit for break even right there. Internal liquidity, I moved my stop to break even to manage risk. Here we delivered from a 15-minute gap in discount. Let's see, was this? Yeah, so that was an A setup. Clear buy side here. This was market open. Yeah, nice setup. It's just I got hit for break even, unfortunately, which happens, but that's why I manage risk. And here it does look like I got stopped, but my real stop loss is a close below this 2-minute gap. As you can see, I'm on the 1 minute here, so I'll need a 2-minute close below there to invalidate my setup. But yeah, liquidity sweep, not the best liquidity sweep, but we did have something swept. What I liked more here was we were delivering off of a 15-minute fair value gap. But yeah, on to the next trade. Another break even that played out really well. Right here, we delivered from this 15-minute PD array, so price tapped back into it. This would technically be like the discount of the range on the lower time frame, like on the 3-minute. I don't have a fib pulled up right here, but as you can see, it would have been like the 50% level, if you know what I'm saying. So from this high to this low, price tapped back into a discount here, tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap. We swept internal liquidity below this low here, and then we got a 3-minute inversion. And yeah, very clean. It's just the only issue was that we got hit for break even, unfortunately. Stop loss to break even at internal, so at my 1-minute liquidity level I moved to break even to manage risk. That is part of my strategy, and even though it looks like I missed out on a lot, it's just gonna keep me safe long term. And yeah, getting hit break even and seeing it play out, it means it was a good setup. As you can see in the other one, also would have played out. But yeah, let's see the first trade. Yeah, so this is a break even that would save me from a loss. So like these examples, it looks like, oh, you shouldn't have moved to break even, but this like break even method that I follow, the strategy that I've learned from Dodgy, it really saves you in the long run from L's. This would have been a loss if this wasn't a break-even trade. But yeah, here looks like this yellow line is the 50% of the Fibonacci. So we were in the discount of the range here. We delivered off this 1 hour gap, tapped into the 1 hour. We swept buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity. This should be sell side liquidity, not buy side. It's my mistake. But yeah, then we had 1-minute inversion fair value gap, which here we did have like two 1-minute fair value gaps inside of one another. So for that reason, I'm honestly mark this as like an A setup instead of A plus, because it wasn't the singular fair value gap in the leg. Which if you look right here, the A plus has to be a singular fair value gap in the leg. But yeah, that's that. I followed my plan for every trade, took A setups and above, and the results are green. So for that week, 100% win rate, bunch of break evens, but still green on the week. Only had 3 days here to trade, and the second here was day before NFP, so not the best conditions. But yeah, we're going to be on to the next video in the next episode. So if you guys learned something today, if you are enjoying watching my journey, my trading journey to profitability and getting funded, make sure to subscribe right now. Hit that like button. It really helps me grow as a creator. And yeah, I just got a Top Step 50K account that we're going to be documenting as well. we're only going to be taking A setups and above on. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to document everything on my YouTube, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be called like Journey to Getting Funded. But yeah, what that's going to do is it's going to help me, or like you guys are going to keep me accountable, and I'm not just going to be taking bad setups on it. So yeah, until next time guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys aren't in my Discord yet, make sure to hop in there. It's called KrabsLab. Let me pull it up right here. Make sure to join up KrabsLab. 100% free, guys. Join the community here. And yeah, until next time, peace. Stay safe.